I think that in all likelihood we're going to have a general election rather than get to 31st October, because I slightly share with Simon, I share Simon's view that it's going to be terribly difficult for Boris or Jeremy to get no deal through Parliament.
Well, his view was also it's going to be absolutely catastrophic economically, and a lot of people will lose their jobs. I entirely disagree with that. I entirely disagree with that analysis. We've heard Project Fear now. We had Project Fear before the Euro. We had Project Fear before the referendum. We've had Project Fear through the last 3 years. I've been in business. I understand the business landscape. I've looked very closely at the British economy. You don't think anyone will lose their job, because you've said there's nothing to fear from no deal. Indeed, there's a great deal about which to be excited.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's completely wrong to think that no deal is all negative. There's so much positive stuff that could be done through no deal. First of all, there's a Brexit dividend, which people seem to have forgotten. Under the withdrawal agreement, we would have to pay 39 billion over. We wouldn't have to pay that under no deal. Under no deal, we would, assuming we levy tariffs according to WTO terms, we would run a surplus of 8 billion euros a year on the tariff front. We wouldn't have to contribute 18 billion euros per annum to the EU coffers. Admittedly, some of that comes back to the UK.
We would not be trusted on any future negotiation we ever enter into. There are huge tariffs. If you're moving goods across the single market, if you're in the refrigeration business, if you're in the warehouse business, you are absolutely stuffed. Why don't you tell people honestly what it's going to do to their businesses?
You have to absolutely look at the numbers dispassionately. 70% of the UK's trade, sorry, 80% of the UK's trade is internal.
You can't be dispassionate when it's your livelihood and your business, Ben.
Well, are we talking about the economy as a whole, or are we talking about particular business segments within the economy?
You've said to tell business to carry on. Everything's going to be all right. There's nothing to fear. There's a great deal about which to be excited about.
Absolutely. Theresa May's biggest mistake, and I think Boris gets it, Theresa May's biggest mistake was not preparing positively for no deal. There's a lot of positive stuff that could have come out of it. Actually, Brexit has been delivered, or hasn't been delivered, rather, through a prism of negativity, we must do this because the people have voted to do it. But actually, unfettered by EU regulations, unfettered by all the prohibitions on state aid, able to cut taxes where we wish to, able to direct investment where we wish to.
Haven't you? You've prepared for no deal. You've set aside for your property business, which buys, when prices go down, £182 million to buy projects hit by a slowdown in the British property market. So you line your own pockets with everyone else going bust.
Emily, you need to distinguish between the economy and markets. What I'm saying is that the economy for the economy for the United Kingdom will be absolutely fine. The markets shouldn't go weak at the knees. They went weak at the knees after the result of, at the result of the referendum, sterling fell.
Yes.
When we now look back at it, the GDP growth of the United Kingdom in the 6 months post the referendum was the highest in the G7. It was either second or the highest in the G7.
Ben, can I just quote you? Because you said before the referendum, if we get a vote for Brexit and if the commentators are right that sterling will weaken and the markets will go into a degree of volatility, we'll be looking at that as a really great opportunity to buy assets in the UK. So when things are going down, when sterling weakens, as that is going to happen, we think in no deal, you profit.
Emily, you're making the distinction, you're failing to make the distinction between market movements and the economy. I think
I'm making the difference between somebody who's in property investment and somebody who might actually find their business badly hurt.
I will buy because I believe in the UK economy. I'll be putting my money where my mouth is, because I think it's wrong for sterling to drop. I think it would be wrong for the property markets to drop. I would be buying on that judgment, on that conviction. People shouldn't sell. The United Kingdom is absolutely fine in the event of a no deal. We're the 5th largest economy in the world. We're a tremendous nation.
OK.
It's just this fear of fear that's causing these market movements.
Thank you both very much indeed.